Morning everyone, we are here today and we've got a photo shoot going on today. And I'm joined by Holly over there. I'm going to talk to you in a minute. So Holly and I have come up with a little theme for today. You don't always have to have a theme, it depends what you're trying to get out of it. We had a little idea of a theme, but we didn't settle on it 100%. We wait until see what the clothes like that she's brought along. I can then look and see what sort of lighting, if we want smoke in it, what sort of background we want. So we haven't planned this to the nth degree. Now, if this was a commercial job, yes, everything would be planned, there'd be nothing to chance. But you know what, this is our time to experiment, time to play, time to enjoy it really. And that's what this is for. This isn't a commercial job that's been paid for, that it's got to be exactly this way and we've got a brief to follow. So that's the difference really. And it's great to have that and to do that sort of thing as well. So we're gonna have a little chat with Holly now before we get started, because Holly also does photography as well, which is great. So not only have you got a professional model, you've got a professional model that now does photography and understands the other side of the camera. So she understands how difficult it is. It's difficult, honest. Not really. Okay, so this is Holly. Holly has said she'll talk to us a little bit today and we'll find out from a model's perspective what you should, or what they're looking for when a photographer engages them for a photo shoot. Because actually, it's all very well as photographers just going, yeah, we want a model for it. But actually there's expectations. It's a two-way street here. Everyone's got to be comfortable. Everyone's got to have the same expectations, and both are professionals in their own field, so you've got to respect what they're after as well. So Holly, what is it from a photographer that you look for like when you're engaging in a photo shoot?
So obviously the first thing that I'm looking for is the photographer's portfolio. If I've worked with them before, amazing, you've already got that connection. So for a new photographer that I haven't worked with before, the portfolio needs to be, you know, showcasing their best, most recent work. And then the communication's really important when you're planning the shoot together. You've got to both be on the same sort of wavelength and have the same expectations of what the results are going to be. So what I find really useful are visual representations like mood boards and inspiration images.
Yeah.
Again, if you've got a specific concept that you really want to do, it has to be something you both want to work on, and then you're going to get great results.
Yeah, nice. Do you, obviously there's so many different platforms for finding models and this, that and the other as well. Is there, I mean, there is guidelines really on quite a lot of these different platforms for photographers to interact with models and that. Boundaries obviously need to be set up front because that's very clear into that. And I think that needs to show in your portfolio. If as a photographer, I wanted to do something different that wasn't in my portfolio, that needs to be very clear at the start and stuff like that. Obviously, we've not done a Halloween shoot before, so it was like, yeah, we want to do it. It's been fun. I don't normally do that sort of stuff, to be fair. So it was a case of, yeah, let's have a little play. Let's see what we can do onto that. It's not that different, to be fair. I mean, that's a pretty, not so extreme version, but you've got to keep the communication open with models at the end of the day. Everyone has got boundaries. Everyone's got comfort zones at the end of the day. The other thing that I've had from a previous shoot was that I actually had a model ask if they could bring along a chaperone or a friend and stuff. I actually think as a photographer, it shouldn't be a case that the model says, can I bring? It's a case the model says they are going to bring, because it's not a real big issue. If you're a photographer and you don't accept that, I think there's an issue there. You've got to put everyone at ease, and I think it's their right to bring chaperones along and to do stuff like that. If you've not worked with that person before, you've got to feel comfortable with that.
Like from a model's point of view, you are putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
So like trust is really important.
Yeah, I think so. I just thought it was
it's a really
something
good
to
topic.
put out there, because you're going to get young photographers looking at this, and you know what? They need to be okay with that.
Yeah.
they need to be okay with people saying, "Can I bring someone?" Yeah,
because it needs to be an open and trusting environment.
Yeah, exactly.
Both sides.
Everyone's got to feel comfortable, and you know what? As a photographer, I feel happier that they brought someone along.
Yeah.
Because there's just no...
And they're going to feel more comfortable, and then you're going to get more out of them on the actual photo shoot as well.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Okay.
It's important.
I think we got that.
I was like, let's just carry on talking.
Yeah. And there is a really good community when you get into it, and there's a good atmosphere. And I know you run the Facebook Birmingham Creatives, which is getting everyone together. It's a fantastic environment for people to come up with ideas, collaborate on shoots and do stuff as well. And you seem to find some amazing locations in Birmingham City for hosting these parties. I know now, post-COVID, it's not really happening in that sense, but you've just got access to some gorgeous locations for stuff like that. What has been your favourite shoot that you've ever done? Let's throw a curveball.
So I've been modelling for about 12 years now, so I've done a lot of different photo shoots.
Okay, this could go on a while.
But some that really stick out, I've done a few shoots actually with reptiles and snakes. I've even done one with cockroaches.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
A beauty shoot, but then with giant cockroaches.
Oh, that's just...
So I love anything like wacky and out of the box.
Okay. Because you've got a little lizard here called
I've got a bearded
Lars,
dragon.
Bearded dragon, Lars, yeah.
And I've got a snake as well called Macaroni.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the snake, but Lars looks really cute.
And I've photographed with my own pets as well a few times.
Yeah, of course. That'd be really good. They are so... He's just... Oh, he's the best. I'm really... Nothing against the snake. I'm sure he's lovely, but just... Doesn't have the same feel for me, the snake. But yeah, that Lars is just... Oh, he's beautiful. So go and check out. We'll put links down below to Holly's stuff as well, so go and give her a check out. She also does a YouTube channel as well, which is great, and she's got the great perspective of doing photography as well as modelling, so she gets it both across from both sides, so it's really well worth going to check it out and see what else is on there. So as well with a shoot, you need to decide whether you're going to have makeup artists and everything else come along. At the moment, we've decided not to on this shoot, and especially as we're still sort of in COVID situation and having too many people close at hand is part of the reason why not, especially as it's for fun rather than a commercial shoot. But also clothes and stuff like that as well. So Holly's got some different clothes there that she's brought along, and that gives us ideas of the sort of theme, what we're going to do, and different effects like gels. We're going to stick some gels in that you'll see later as well, and to do that. And it just starts my brain working when I see what we've got and where we're going to go with that, really. So that's what I was saying earlier about trusting your model, because it's just, when you've got someone who's experienced, it's a case of I'm not having to direct per se. They've got a set rhythm of poses that they can go through and looks that they know just absolutely works perfectly for them, and they just go through those, and it makes it really easy. Now if you want to tweak it along the way, or you want something slightly different from the one that don't be afraid to say that, get it out there and tell them, but it does make life a lot easier. Now obviously if you're working with a new model, you're going to have to guide them, direct them, so learn from experienced models, work out what works for you if you're not used to this, and give them a bit of feedback. Show them the images at the end of each shot or something, so they can see as well, because they get to learn as well what works for them and what doesn't with their particular style that they've got that day. That dress might not look nice that way, etc. I'd never say that to anyone, so don't ever do it, but they will see it if they don't like it themselves, and that's really important, is to engage with the model, have that communication open there. Okay, so every now and then just stop, show your model what you've actually captured so they can see what sort of style you're going for, and they can get their own ideas for poses, etc. to pass on to you. Selfie time! So we've just done a few bits there by putting lights around and building the scene one at a time. So one of the things when I tend to do this type of work is that I will build up one light at a time to get it. And you'll see the progression of images, we'll show that in a minute. from a single octabox, which has got a grid on it as well. So we've got the grid there, so I don't want that light spilling onto the background whatsoever. I've got a V-flat on the side here to bounce a little bit of light back into there. I don't want to use another flashlight into there because actually it's too powerful. I just want a little bit into there just to brighten that side of the face. We've then got the back there. It's really difficult to point. At the back there we've got a strip box. That's just rim light in the side, and we've got another one that side as well. And then what we have just put is, come out here, on the floor is a little tiny speed light. I just want a little bit of separation from her into the background, and obviously we've got the wind machine there to catch, and you'll see the images from that as well now. What I'm going to do in a minute is I'm actually going to put the smoke machine in the background, so you're going to have the smoke coming up, and hence why that flash is there at the moment at the bottom, because that is just going to brighten up and really, theoretically, make that smoke glow in the background, which would be good. Yeah, this isn't a normal occurrence where the model picks up all stuff off the floor. I'd just say that, yeah?
I feel like, you know, when kids have like brooms as toys to play with, and they're like so happy, I feel like that. Like,
How to make your model happy. Give her a broom, seems over the moon. So Holly's just gone to get changed into something else. One thing to also think about is when you're doing these shoots is don't try and fit too much in. We've just done one scene, we've built it up, we've added a few extra bits, we've added smoke, we added the petals into there. But you don't need to try and fit 20 different styles all in. We've got two outfits, that's more than enough. Yes, you can fit more, but remember you've got to edit these and you've got to get them back and out. And yeah, if you're trying to do too much in a day, you don't necessarily get the creativity in those shots that you've got. To be fair, you can do so much more with them. So just think about that. Don't try and ram everything in. Keep it simple. Let's get on to the next outfit. Selfie time! Okay, so we've finished now. Ghoulie fun is all up. That sounded so wrong. Fuck. Oh my god. Right, take two. We're all done. We're all wrapped up now. I sort of started putting the studio back, sort of. Yeah, got a bit bored. But we're all done. All our spooky pictures are taken. There should be some in a bit, if you haven't seen any already, that are going to come onto the screen, so you'll see those. Thank you to Holly for coming with us today and making this all possible, bringing a lovely face to your camera, my camera, your screen. Look forward to seeing you next time. Like and subscribe, check Holly's stuff out as well, have a look at these last few photos, and we'll see you on the next one.